The $119 billion seawall to save New York City. New York City, often referred to as the concrete jungle, has long been a symbol of human innovation, progress, and ambition. However, as climate change accelerates, the city faces a growing threat from rising sea levels and increasingly severe storms. To combat this existential threat, the city has embarked on an ambitious project, a $119 billion seawall. This colossal endeavor aims to protect New York City from the devastating impacts of climate change and safeguard the lives and livelihoods of its residents. The climate crisis and the need for resilience. The effects of climate change are becoming more pronounced every year. Rising sea levels, more frequent and severe storms, and increased flooding pose serious threats to coastal cities worldwide. New York City, with its extensive coastline, is particularly vulnerable. In recent years, hurricanes like Sandy in 2012 have demonstrated the city's susceptibility to catastrophic flooding, power outages, and damage to critical infrastructure. The $119 billion seawall project is a response to this growing crisis. The city's leadership recognized the urgent need to take action to protect its residents, businesses, and assets from the ravages of climate change. The seawall, officially known as the New York Harbor Storm Surge Barrier, is envisioned as a colossal protective infrastructure system that will span the city's coastline, stretching from New Jersey to Long Island, encompassing Staten Island, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. Origins and scope of the project. The idea for the seawall project dates back to the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy. The widespread devastation caused by the storm prompted city planners, engineers, and environmentalists to reevaluate the city's vulnerability and resilience to climate change. The concept of a seawall, inspired by similar infrastructure in other parts of the world, gained traction as a viable solution. The New York Harbor Storm Surge Barrier is an extensive system that consists of several key components. Barrier system. The heart of the New York Harbor Storm Surge Barrier project is the barrier system, an intricate network of massive sea gates strategically placed at key entry points into the harbor. These gates are engineered to be formidable defenses against storm surges, which are the abnormal rises in water level during severe weather events like hurricanes. To understand the significance of these gates, it's crucial to appreciate the immense forces at play during a storm surge. Storm surges are often caused by the combination of powerful winds and low atmospheric pressure. These forces act together to push seawater toward the coast, creating a surge that can inundate low-lying areas. During Hurricane Sandy in 2012, New York City experienced a record storm surge of nearly 14 feet, causing widespread flooding and devastation. The barrier system aims to prevent such catastrophic events from occurring in the future. Each sea gate within the barrier system is a marvel of engineering. These gates are massive structures, resembling colossal metal doors that can be raised and lowered as needed. When a storm is approaching, these gates are activated, forming an impenetrable barrier that blocks the advancing surge. The gates are designed to withstand the immense pressure exerted by the water, as well as the force of the wind and waves. They are constructed with cutting-edge materials and reinforced with steel and concrete to ensure their durability. Coastal infrastructure upgrades. In addition to the barrier system, the New York Harbor Storm Surge Barrier project includes a comprehensive program of coastal infrastructure upgrades. These upgrades are designed to provide additional layers of protection to areas vulnerable to flooding and storm-related damage. They encompass a wide range of initiatives aimed at fortifying the city's coastline and mitigating the impacts of climate change. Seawalls. One of the fundamental components of the coastal infrastructure upgrades is the construction of higher seawalls. Seawalls are concrete or stone barriers built along the shoreline to prevent waves and storm surges from inundating coastal areas. The upgraded seawalls will be engineered to withstand the increased force of storm surges and provide a sturdy defense against rising sea levels. Levees. Levees are earthen embankments designed to prevent flooding by redirecting and containing water. The project includes the construction and reinforcement of levees in areas susceptible to flooding, particularly in low-lying neighborhoods. These levees will create protective barriers against both storm surges and gradual sea level rise. Flood barriers. Flood barriers are deployable or permanent structures that can be raised to block floodwaters during severe weather events. They are especially effective in areas where permanent barriers like seawalls may not be practical. Flood barriers are strategically placed in locations where they can be rapidly deployed to safeguard critical infrastructure and densely populated neighborhoods. Pumping stations. In some areas where natural drainage is limited, the project incorporates the construction of advanced pumping stations. These stations are equipped with powerful pumps capable of removing excess water from flood-prone areas, ensuring that floodwaters are efficiently managed and mitigating potential damage. Beach nourishment. Along with the construction of hard infrastructure like seawalls and levees, the project recognizes the importance of soft solutions like beach nourishment. This involves replenishing and restoring natural beaches with sand and vegetation to provide a buffer against storm surges. Beach nourishment not only enhances protection, but also contributes to the overall aesthetics and ecology of coastal areas. The coastal infrastructure upgrades are implemented with meticulous planning and engineering precision. They take into account the unique characteristics of each coastal area, including geological features, existing infrastructure, and local ecosystems. Ecosystem restoration. A critical aspect of the New York Harbor Storm Surge Barrier Project is ecosystem restoration. While the primary goal is to protect the city from the impacts of climate change, there is also a commitment to minimizing the environmental footprint of the seawall and enhancing the natural environment. Ecosystem restoration involves creating or enhancing wetlands, marshes, and other natural features along the coastline. These natural areas serve as valuable buffers against storm surges and provide habitats for wildlife. Wetlands, in particular, are highly effective at absorbing excess water and reducing the intensity of storm surges before they reach urban areas. Urban design and community resilience. Beyond the physical infrastructure, the New York Harbor Storm Surge Barrier Project prioritizes urban design and community resilience. This holistic approach recognizes that protecting the city from climate change involves more than just building barriers. It also requires creating spaces where communities can thrive in the face of environmental challenges. Reimagining waterfront spaces. One of the key elements of urban design in the project is the reimagining of waterfront spaces. Historically, many waterfront areas in New York City have been industrialized and cut off from public access. The project seeks to transform these spaces into vibrant, accessible, and resilient waterfronts that can serve as both recreational areas and protected buffers. Improving evacuation routes. As part of community resilience planning, the project includes the improvement of evacuation routes. In the event of a major storm, timely evacuation is crucial to saving lives. The project aims to enhance the efficiency and safety of evacuation routes, ensuring that residents can safely reach higher. Resilient building standards. To further enhance community resilience, the project advocates for the implementation of resilient building standards. These standards include measures such as elevating structures, strengthening foundations, and using flood-resistant materials. By upgrading existing buildings and enforcing stricter building codes for new construction, the city can reduce the vulnerability of its infrastructure and housing stock. The $119 billion New York Harbor Storm Surge Barrier Project is a monumental undertaking driven by the urgent need to protect New York City from the escalating threats of climate change. Its multifaceted approach, encompassing the barrier system, coastal infrastructure upgrades, ecosystem restoration, and community-focused initiatives, exemplifies a comprehensive strategy to enhance resilience. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.